I'd like to welcome you all to another edition of the Side Dive Podcast. Look at this, all with the same names for 3 weeks in a row. We BJ, VJ, Tim, Cyclone Football. Yay!
Two and one in the Big 12. 2-1.
When's the last time we've been 2-1 in the Big 12? Stat guy? We don't have a stat guy.
Check with the producer on that.
We're gonna have to figure that out. And once we hire a producer, and maybe we can get the answer to those kind of questions. If anybody knows the last time we were 2-1,
I think it's
feel free to put something in the chat or hit us on the socials.
I'm pretty sure it was 2020 because 2021 they lost that first game down at Baylor, and then obviously last year, they only won one conference game. So I'd say 2020.
Chief Rocker in the background.
Yup.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw him give that signature. I'm like, oh, that look like Lords of the Underground.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was a great win on a great day.
Yeah.
We kind of said it last week. It would have really sucked to lose this game on that day when we're commemorating that man.
Yep.
But that those boys, they went out there and balled out and did their damn thing. I mean, hey, if I'd have told you 5 years ago that Iowa State was going to be a turnover machine, would you have believed me? Would you have bet money on my side? Because that's what they are. Number 2 in the Big 12 behind Oklahoma. They picked up 4 more.
Yeah.
So I think the gap between OU and Iowa State has shrunk a little because I don't think they had maybe 2.
I think they I think they had 2 interceptions against Texas Saturday.
So one's down. So it got lights out. We held them to 14 points. And I know people are like, oh, this ain't last year's TCU. But you know what? They're still TCU.
Dude,
they still got athletes.
Correct.
Chandler Morris isn't a bump. He was last year's quarterback until he got hurt.
Yeah.
And that allowed Duggan to come in. I mean, this is still TCU. They still bring them boys out of Texas, or from any of those other states in close proximity, and we still got held to 14 points. The defense, did its thing.
Yeah, and the one was garbage time touchdown. But yeah, their running back. I thought Morris was good, but their running back, that dude is legit. So I mean, he's obviously second in the conference in rushing, but you can tell they had some explosive dudes, but they just made too many mistakes.
I mean,
again, it's a win. I mean, it's a win against TCU, Big 12 opponent. Let's go. Let's take it.
I mean, they had a winning. I mean, they had a winning record.
Yep.
I mean, that's good enough for me. I mean, SMU's no walkover. They doubled them up. They lost a heartbreaker to West Virginia. Beat Houston up. Damn near tripled them up, and then they beat up Nichols, and then we all saw what happened at the beginning of the season. But so now that's not it's not like we're beating TCU from 40 years ago or something like that when it was awful.
Right. I mean, you're right. There's still a team coming off playing playing in the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So they got dudes, but our dudes were better.
I mean, the tackling from first half to second half was like night and day. Second half, everything got tackled, and that was good to see that because the tackling was shaky in the OU game, and the defense said, we were embarrassed against OU. They shouldn't have scored 50 points on us, and we've got to improve. And I think they went out there and showed just that. Did they give up a lot of yards? Yep, but that's the defense.
Yeah.
that defense gives up yards, and bend don't break. You give up 3, you don't give up 7, and you try to give up none. And they did that on multiple occasions. So feel. Hey, you know what's great is? Here's a perfect stat. TCU only had 1 punt and 14 points, which meant, like we said, turnover machine.
Yeah.
you turn the ball over.
Well, didn't we have a couple?
Oh, I'm sorry. They had 3 punts.
What didn't we held them on 4 downs a couple times? Also, I'm pretty sure. But
yep, they were 1 of 3 on 4th down.
Yep. So.
Overall, clean game. 1 penalty.
Yeah, that's crazy.
One penalty.
No turnovers.
Passing yards 138, but rushing yards 215. Without anybody named Hall or Montgomery back there.
Yeah.
They had 215 rushing yards, which is huge.
Well, I mean, they had explosive plays against Oklahoma. They stacked on that in the running game, so I think that's something good going forward.
Oh, absolutely! How about that? When Sama hit that hole, it was. Everybody hold up the peace signs.
Yeah,
because he was gone. I was like, holy moly!
Well, you could.
I'm watching the clip, and somebody was like, "Doesn't this remind you of the championship game or from Southeast Pole?"
Oh, yeah, he had a huge hole. And, yeah, you could tell right as he was past the line, you could tell he was gone. I mean, that was awesome.
Sanders had a 29-yard carry.
Yep.
Here it is. Average. Sama had a 9.8 average. Sanders had a 6.2 average. Norton had a 4.7 average. Hansen had a 4.5 average. You take out, we had 5.8 yards per carry average. You should win games if that's what you're doing in the run game. Passing game, it's kind of skewed for the fact that you didn't have to. The way we were running, you didn't have to throw a whole lot. But first of all, no interceptions. Beck was 16 of 28 with a 4.9 average. He had the 1 touchdown. Jalen Noel had 7 catches for 34 yards. That's what brought the average down, because Klaus had a 24-yarder. Higgins had a 22-yarder, Raymer had a 19-yarder, Hanson 16, but they were all one catches.
Right. Well, I thought also he had some big conversions. I thought we had one 4th down conversion, but I thought there was a couple. Yeah, and that was a short tight end pass. So I thought he was just efficient doing what he had to do. There wasn't. I didn't remember any passes that were like close to being intercepted or anything like that. Line kept him clean. They used him a little more he had a couple runs too. I think it was in the first half where he had that one run. So yeah, I thought he just let the game come to him and did what he had to do. And is VJ still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, shoot.
So I'd like to see. I would have liked to have seen, like after Sama bust that run, I would have liked to have seen a play action pass where they go up top, and because at some point we gotta try to peel somebody's cap and go up top on somebody.
I thought they might have tried that too after one of those turnovers, but they kind of just stuck with their game plan and went with what was working. They just went high percentage is what they did. I mean, it was working. So, first
they only had.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say they only had 2 passes that were over 20 or something like that. That were deep passes.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, they did. They played the nice dink and dunk game. I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, they took with what they were given.
I mean, I was a little worried though that we had 2 interceptions, a block punt, and it was and still even after that block punt, we weren't able to convert that. I mean, we kind of ran out of time. That pass was there for Sama. They were kind of forced to kick because of the time, but I was a little worried that we hadn't gotten more points out of those, but they just kept plugging away.
Yeah. No, that was. I mean, it was just great to see that run game. I'm sure the backs and the linemen were extra happy that they ran the ball so well.
Oh yeah.
Which is, I mean, because everybody else that has thrown on TCU. Now we ran on them, so
yeah,
I guess they got some problems. So to let the worst running team in your conference run all over you, while everybody else can busting you upside your head with the pass.
Yeah, I legitimately think we are getting better though.
But those are other people's problems.
Yep,
they're not ours because we won the damn game.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good.
So say we got the most success going to the left side.
Yeah, that had been the problem before. Well, they started that freshman Brendan Black was starting. So, Vernon, do you have those PFF numbers up there by chance?
I can get them.
Cool.
So who's on the left? Is that Neil on the left side, or is he?
I think that's Neil, and then that Brendan Black, the freshman. Yeah. So.
Yeah, left tackle is Neil.
Yeah.
Left guard Jared Hufford.
Okay. They must. Oh, so.
Yeah, those are the starters. Starters.
Okay.
But yeah.
How'd they grade out?
Neil not so well for run blocking. 37-7.
But I mean, I think he's been the weakest lineman so far this season.
Yeah.
Just watching.
They all got great grades for pass blocking, by the way.
Huh?
They all received great grades for pass blocking.
Well, yeah,
but the run blocking side of it wasn't the greatest.
Neal did have one where they pulled him from left tackle and he swung around to the right. I know it was there in the third quarter, and Sanders got a big run out of it because I mean, while we were sitting here watching, I was just like, holy cow, watch 75 pull on this play. That play was impressive, but obviously he must have had some issues according to PFF. But
no, he has some issues every game. According to WBJ.
Yeah.
I'm no line expert, but I was a receiver, but one thing I could do was block. And I've watched him, and he nobody's gonna be talking about him in the NFL next year.
What year is he? I think he's only a sophomore.
Who, James Neal?
In 2 years. Yeah. I mean, he got a long way to go to get to elite status. Because I mean, if you zero in on him game after game, you see multiple. It's one thing to miss or get beat, but he has some bad misses, and it's like, no, man, you can't miss. You know, when it's one-on-one, you gotta at least touch a person, and he's had some misses.
Yeah.
His run blocking grades thus far this season haven't been the greatest, but I mean, this most recent game for pass blocking, 85.8.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're leaving him in there. They're you know, they're not trying to push him out because you don't even see him. You don't even see him rotating guys in there. So,
I mean, that's what they get paid for. That man got people in the NFL.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, from what WBJ sees, oof. Hopefully he don't get nobody killed.
I think he's getting better. He's getting better.
I hope so.
He's not getting the quarterback killed. I
mean,
knock on wood.
He ain't. I mean, yeah. I ain't gonna jinx nobody else. Let me just go. I mean, I guess I'm a reverse jinx. Whenever I banged on the basketball players, all of a sudden they go out and have a good game.
Yep.
So, watch. Hey, I feel sorry for whoever is playing that defensive end spot for Cincinnati. You're gonna get pancaked this weekend. Because I done talked shit on the man. So, my apologies.
Yep.
My apologies. But you know, we always talk about what it's going to take to win the game, and it was said, every week because it is one of those things. It's about the only thing that doesn't change, and that's the clean game.
Well, speaking of that, so who do we have for our MVPs? I know Vernon didn't get to pick one because he thought we were going to lose.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, actually,
we were both wrong.
I was like, "What's up with that one?"
No, we were both wrong.
I thought I had some with the defense coming back after.
You said defense? Maybe.
I thought so. I can't remember for sure.
Here it is. Well, if you did, I didn't. Oh, you said linebackers, and specifically you said would be you were going with Vaughn.
I'm gonna say your strong safety.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah! Freeler for sure. On top of the 2 picks, he had 11 tackles.
Yeah. We did have a linebacker with a pick though. McLaughlin got that first pick.
Yeah. I had the wrong running back. I had Norton. And I thought he was fully recovered from the stinger, but apparently he wasn't.
He didn't look like. I thought he ran well though, but you could tell when he was getting up. He was not putting up his right arm to have people help him up. So yeah, you can tell he's not 100%. But I thought he ran well still.
Yeah.
That's one thing about those. All those running backs are productive in different ways. That's fun to watch.
For sure. So preseason, Pipes, you had it a win. BJ and I both had a loss. And then
I think that's pretty close on my score prediction too.
Pipes, you and I had it. We had a win. BJ had a loss. Score was 27-14. Pipes, you were 31-18. I was 27-21. And BJ, you had
Nice.
28-24. So all three of us were a lot better with the score. Now, at this point, preseason wise,
So both
you had us at 4. You had us at 4-2.
Damn, Ohio.
BJ had us at 3-3.
He's on it.
And so did I. So we had it both at 3-3. Just not the same 3 as what occurred. So we're pretty much all right on pace. For our picks this season, Pipes, you at 5-1. I'm at 4-2. VJ, you are 2-4.
So Freeler's the highlight the highlight.
Yeah,
Core player of the game.
The highlight. I mean, you can't. There's got to be something that stood out that was less than satisfactory. Do we have anything?
I mean, they were gashing us on some of those runs, but maybe the tackling, like you said, the tackling, early. So,
I mean, that's pretty much it for me. But
I thought it went as you can't ask for much better. I don't think.
No. Did anybody hear about any of the celebration? How a win or anything?
Like the pregame fireworks, I guess, were awesome.
Oh, they had fireworks?
Yeah. Like all around the stadium, like when the team ran out. That's crazy because that's what I was talking about down in Norman. It was like fireworks going off all the time, and then what do we do? I'm sure they already had that plan, but yeah, no, yeah. It was cool. It was cool.
Oh, I'm about to go.
Yeah. Go look at the picture. There's because obviously there's drone shots of it. There's live live footage. While they're going off, and then there's also some great still pictures. So.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, great weekend capped off by a big win for the Cyclones. And now we go on the road to welcome one of our Big 12's newest members as we go to what city is it? Oh, they're in Cincinnati, aren't they?
Yeah.
Cincinnati. Cincinnati Bearcats. We had the Cincinnati, Ohio, to take on the Bearcats, who are under new management. Who is it?
Satterfield.
That's right. Satterfield.
Yeah, he left Louisville to go coach.
That's right. Luke Fickle heads to Wisconsin, and Satterfield heads into Cincy. Let's just take a quick look at Cincy. 2-3 on the season so far. Won their first 2 and have lost their last 3. They knocked out Eastern Kentucky and then lost and then beat Pitt by 6. But then took a bad loss, some would say, to a rival in Miami of Ohio by 7. In a weather game, they lost to OU 20-6, and then lost to another Big 12 newcomer in BYU 35-27.
That was on the road.
It was on the road. Yes, Miami of Ohio and Oklahoma were both at home.
I mean,
so
they played Oklahoma tough as anybody else has this year.
Yeah, I think if it had been in better conditions, I think it would have been.
Yeah, Oklahoma had a couple red zone issues there where they kind of shot themselves in the foot. But
yeah, but you know they average a lot of yards.
Yeah, they run the ball really well.
Yeah, they average a lot of yards.
So
almost 270 in the pass and 220 on the run.
So check this out. So evidently, I think they're kind of like. So I was checking out a Cincinnati podcast, and their guys were talking about how they're kind of like TCU. I think they're real good between the 20s, and they run the ball real well, but they don't have any explosive runners, but they brought that up to the coach in the press conference. They're like, what do we need to do to get more explosive runs? And the coach said, we just don't have those guys. And evidently, obviously the players hurt. So then somebody goes and asks one of the players, and obviously they weren't too happy with that response. I thought that was interesting because you're talking about a team. They have a ton of transfers too. Because they lost their coach, brought in a new coach, so there's guys going out, guys coming in. So now you're 2-3, you've lost 3 in a row, and then your coach is saying stuff, say you don't have certain abilities, I don't know, man. That sounds a little rough.
Well, I mean, it might be rough, but is it true?
I hope it is.
I mean, people, hey, just because people were offended by it doesn't mean what the coach said was a lie.
Maybe he's trying to light a fire under some players. I don't know. But
I mean, that Miami of Ohio game, their longest play from scrimmage was 37 yards. So they had a 37-yard pass. The longest run was 27.
And they do have an experienced quarterback, Emory Jones. The kid started at Florida, went to Arizona State, and now he's at Cincy.
I mean, he slings it a lot. 35 yards against OU was the longest. Jones had a 20-yard run. That was the longest run. I mean, they may not like it, but the man might have a point. But anyway, it don't matter. Maybe that is just coach speak. Trying to rally up the troops to say, hey, well, I'll say this. Maybe it was because Iowa State has been susceptible to a big play. Yeah. Maybe that's send a message to the team about the next opponent we have. You want to prove to me that you can make a big play? I'll have a big. Oh, here's a team that's done that.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I don't think, to that coach's point, if they can't make a big play, those safeties ain't coming up. If if you can't demonstrate that you can bust one, no, you ain't gonna see them nowhere near the line of scrimmage. And why would you? Not until they have to be.
Yeah.
So
I think that. Do you have their turnover stats in front of you there? I think they've had some turnover issues too.
Have they now? Well, let's see.
I know their defense is stout. They got a really good defensive lineman, Corleone.
So the defense themselves have created 7 turnovers, 3 picks, and 4 fumble recoveries. Emery's had 6. He's got 11 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, or 10 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Brady Lichtenberg, Iowa State ties. He's the backup quarterback.
Oh yeah,
he has the other touchdown. Yeah, I would think Emery goes down and we get shocked by the goddamn ghost of a former coach. That'd be the worst. They don't have any fumble stats. I can't dig that deep. ESPN don't dig that deep.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So
to me, listening to that podcast, they just sound like one of those teams that we need to start fast against. You know,
they've had 8 turnovers. So I saw something else on. They're averaging 61 penalty yards a game. They're averaging 6 penalties a game. So maybe this will be the game. They're probably less sloppy in the games they won as opposed to the games that they lost. Kick return, punt return doesn't seem dangerous, but that could be due to opportunities. But they put up a lot of yards, and granted they got off against Eastern Kentucky. That was nasty, and they put up almost 700 yards there. So, granted it's Eastern Kentucky.
That's where isn't that where Jaden Higgins transferred from?
No, wait, is it?
I'm pretty sure.
No.
But anyway,
happy you got the hell up out of there.
Oh shit!
Good grief. So yeah, I mean, I expect they're gonna come in hyped. It's their homecoming.
Yeah.
They lost their first home Big 12 game. They're not going to want to lose the second one. I'm sure they want to prove that they belong in this conference, because there's probably some people down in Memphis saying Cincinnati, you should have taken us, or Oregon State, Washington State is probably like, oh, y'all got Cincinnati, you could have had us. Which I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have preferred, but that's a whole nother subject.
It was
they're gonna come in hype. And they got some turnover issues. They as you can see, they average 220 yards per game rushing. So those tackling issues Iowa State has, they can't afford to have them this game.
Yep.
Let me ask y'all, do you think it's not, I don't know how far a trip it is from Ames to Cincinnati.
I think it's about 10 hours.
I
think it's about 10 hours.
But they'll fly, I would assume.
Oh, yeah.
But is there any kind of lag for a 11 o'clock game, early game?
No, 11 o'clock game's good. You're not sitting around all day. The home team, no, it's way better for the road team.
The fans can't get as imbibed.
Exactly. You're not dealing with a big night crowd, all kinds. Yeah, definitely 11 o'clock is better for the road team.
Okay, I didn't know if maybe the extra time during the day to prepare might help the road squad. But VJ,
Nope.
you shook your head in agreement with Pipes.
Yeah, I mean, if they're young, I don't want them sitting all day thinking about the game. Just get out there and react.
Yep.
Let's go.
No, I totally agree with that. Wholeheartedly. VJ, what do you want to see this weekend?
Just stopping their ability to run up the middle and get big yards up the middle. So defensive pressure in the middle. I'd love to see us be more aggressive and put some pressure on the quarterback. That would be awesome as well with a blitz or two.
Speaking of that, Zach Lovett, he did have a sack against OU, and he showed that against he had a couple good pressures against TCU. So I think they're kind of using him in that spot as kind of a rush linebacker that can spy a quarterback. Because
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, when Jones is under pressure, he's only completing 46% of his passes.
So Haycock gonna have to draw something up to make him uncomfortable. Whilst, of course, and that's the case, you're gonna need a spy, because if he starts to get loose, well, the container's gonna have to really be there. If he scrambles, we need to make sure he scrambles up the middle, as opposed to hitting that edge. So at least dudes will be able to converge on him if he's in the middle. So, Pipes, what you want to see this weekend?
Just another clean game as far as our turnovers. Just Rocco have a clean game. He had that one pick. I mean, Ohio, he was sick as a dog. I mean, but you still had that one pick that was huge. Had the 2 interceptions at OU. Obviously, OU is a different animal. But if we can keep away from those any catastrophic turnovers, I really like our chances.
Cool. I like to see an early start by the line in the run game. Get that going early and take all the pressure off of Rocco, so he can just relax and be comfortable.
Yeah, I think those two kind of go hand in hand. I mean, the run game probably leads into that more than Rocco having to do it himself. So I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, that and same with the tackling. Make those tackles. I mean, if you can't get them down, at least get them wrapped up and wait for the cavalry, as opposed to just getting your tackle broken or just missing.
And that kind of goes into what Vernon said as far, get the guy into third and long situations. You can pressure him up, and then force him into those passes where he has a hard time, where they're not high efficiency passes for him.
Yes, for sure. We lost because
Be turnovers to me.
Why not turnovers? I'm still trying to think what else I had, but
I mean, the only thing else I can think of is we didn't tackle well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would, and leading to that, if we're not tackling well, we need to prevent them from getting any momentum. Getting it. I think they're kind of in the spot of they need something good to happen. Whereas,
they're on 3-game losing
so
streak.
right, so if you can start fast on them, get them to where they're they're in here we go again mode. That'll bode well for us.
All right. Well, I will start us off with the predictions. I am going to go win, and it's going to be 30-17.
Nice.
And the spread is I was on the wrong game.
I think they're favored by like 4.5. And supposedly all the sharp money's on Cincy. It opened like at 3 and it went up.
Iowa State's 3-3 against the spread.
So yeah, Cincy by -5.
Oh wow, it's up to 5 now.
Yep, over under is 44.5. But it don't matter. I got Iowa State winning by 13.
Well, yeah, I mean we were 6-point dogs against TCU. What do you got, VJ?
I got 24-21.
23-16 for me.
And just for sake of administrative purposes, you both are going with the Cyclones?
Oh, for sure.
Yep, I'll switch my vote this time.
Man.
All right.
Only because I want to vote on an MVP.
So
yeah.
All right. My MVP. I spoke about him earlier, so I'm staying with running backs. And I'm going with Sama.
Who you got, VJ?
One with the Lake Mills kid, Caleb Bacon.
Oh. I'll have to go with the bacon. Early game, bring out the bacon. Nice. I think I'm gonna go Rocco just because what I said about having a clean game. But I don't think it needs to be he just needs another efficient game, another clean game. He doesn't have to like, do it himself. And because hopefully if running backs get it going, line gets it going, he just has to manage it. So
yes. There are the predictions. Please do not take them to your bookie or to DraftKings, or if you're in Vegas out there. We are not picking against the spread or anything like that. So do not treat these as gold. Don't come to me talking about Man, I took your score and I lost $50. No, you dumb. First of all, you dumb for betting on your team. And secondly, you dumb for following mine. Damn.
Yeah, this is not financial advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's just like that Cincinnati podcast. They're like, man, we're favored by 4.5. They're like, whatever you do, don't bet this game. So that cracked me up. Now we're doing the same.
So on a football note, Remsburg sounds like he'll be coming back. And I wonder if Hanukkah will be back as well.
Yeah, there just hasn't been much talk about him as far as, I mean, obviously
the NCAA is meeting next week to talk about implementing in those new guidelines, which could put Hanukkah back on the field because he will have served the suspension.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't heard anything about if he's been practicing because Remsburg was practicing.
Yeah, I mean, he's still on the roster. I'm sure he's still keeping. I'm sure they're probably like, keeping in shape. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So somebody been throwing him footballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, ain't Kyle Kemp still on the staff?
Hunter Deckers is still on campus.
Yeah, there you go. I'm willing to bet he might have thrown him a pass or two.
Oh, shoot.
If you're waiting, I'll be here all week. So, yeah, I mean, line depth, you can't scoff at it. So,
no.
I mean, he's been injured a lot, but, he's played well when he's played. So, having an extra lineman is never a bad thing.
They did say that he had been dinged up in practice again too.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Anybody who follows this team is not shocked by that statement.
Well,
it's like saying water is wet.
There was talk on the radio too about him playing some at left tackle for your boy there, but he always played on the right side. I don't but I mean, but who knows?
Who knows? Well, it's a road game. VJ, I'm sure you guys got plans.
Yep, it's supposed to be a soccer match going on.
In town, out of town?
Waverly, out of town.
It's supposed to be raining, isn't it?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be. I mean, if actually Waverly tries to host it no matter what, they're the one spot that even with a little rain, they'd keep it going.
They're like Caddyshack. The heavy stuff ain't going to come down here for a little bit.
Yeah, well, as long as there's not lightning, honestly, Waverly is. As long as it's not lightning, yeah, they'll do it.
Getting the games, huh? I can appreciate that and hate it all at the same time.
On a Saturday, yeah.
And how far is that from you?
What's that?
Where's Waverly at?
It's near Waterloo, so it's about an hour away.
Why do I think everything seems like it should be farther away from you than them? But I forget that I act like Des Moines and Ames are the top of Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I forgot, if you're just going straight across, it's not as far.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they have
to go over and up, and so.
Hopefully they have one of those soccer fields where you'll be able to see it from your car.
It depends on what field you're on, but yes, there are some of those.
Because, dude, you know what those fall rains in Iowa are like, man. It's going to be cold.
Yes, exactly.
Cold. Yeah.
Get that wind going. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it is bad.
Well, Pipes, what you thinking? What you gonna do?
I'll be here. Since it's gonna be raining, I'll probably do some crock pot brats and do
Crock
it up.
pot brats?
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Do tell.
You saute up. I saute up the onions, the kraut, the bacon with some little brown sugar, a little stone ground mustard. Saute that up. Just brown the brats, so the skin's just brown, and then throw the kraut in the crock pot, throw the brats on, and then get enough beer in there where they just sit and simmer, and yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm my normal fare would be like, ooh, let me find some ribs, some pizzas, some shit like that. But I'm trying to eat healthier, so I'm gonna have to try to figure out a twist. I mean, I'd be running to Crispy Crunchy to get some chicken or something, but Crispy Crunchy is coming to Boom.
Oh
What?
boy.
So it's coming. So it's creeping in on y'all. Crispy Crunchy's coming to Boom. Gerald told me earlier. So it's coming. It's coming.
Wow.
But so since I'm trying to eat healthier, I would just try to. I don't know. I might try to do something with some shrimp. Maybe some bang shrimp or something like that.
Just
When
make your way
I
out.
was down in Florida, I had because bang shrimp you have up here is all breaded. So, but down there I had some that was not breaded, and I was like, oh, okay. Up here nobody. So if you have an unbreaded shrimp, it's shrimp cocktail. That's pretty much it.
Saute that stuff up. It's good stuff.
Yeah, but yeah. So down there I had some of that, and I'm like, ooh, I need to be doing that up there. So maybe I have that. So, but of course I will take a picture and I will throw it up on the Side Eye Podcast Facebook page. If you're not a follower of that page, go follow that page, please. Okay. And tell us what you're saying. Tell us what we're doing. So there it is, people. Side Eye Podcast. Getting ready for another Cyclone Week road game. If you're going, represent. I heard they get loud there. Represent for the Clones. If you're at home, kick it at home. Watch that game. If you're going out to the club, no, we don't got no clubs. But if you're going out to your favorite watering hole, if you're in Ames and you're going to Whiskey or Sported or Wallaby or wherever, you know what? Make sure you get home safely. But cheer on them damn Cyclones. Y'all know how we get down. Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
Go Clones.